Managing Director, Anambra Broadcasting Service, Sachido Biyewu, has called on governments to implement the Disability Act of Nigeria 2018 in order to protect the rights of persons living with disabilities. Sachido made the call at the Mandela Washington Fellowship Alumni Association of Nigeria MEFAN Summit held at Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, which attracted people living with disabilities, students, experts, professionals, and role models in different life endeavors. Queen Anibogo completes the story.
The Mandela Washington Fellowship is a flagship program of the United States government's Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI, which has brought over 5,000 young leaders from countries in sub-Saharan Africa to U.S. for academic and leadership training. In his paper presentation titled Persons Living with Disabilities Beating All Odds in a Challenging Society, the MD of ABS, Sachido, pointed out how countries like the U.S. and many countries in Europe follow their disability laws religiously, which is a far cry from what is obtainable in Nigeria, where people living with disabilities are facing lack of inclusion in almost every sphere of the society. He mentioned the challenges people living with disabilities are facing in Nigerian society, the people culpable, and stressed the need for government to enforce disability laws that are already in existence, pointing out these laws are useless if not enforced. He also advised people living with disabilities to shun self-pity, turn their misfortune to fortune, as well as apply God factor where their human strength ends.
In the One Youth, Two Skills program that is going on, we have 5% reserved for people living with disabilities. Doesn't that show that the governor is coming to say that he loves you? Please put your hands together for Mr. Governor. We want to demand that government, as much as possible, should enforce these laws that are already extant. Like all these professional groups, all these sectoral groups I mentioned. We need to be patient. We need to be more accommodating. We need to show empathy. We need to show concern and compassion towards people living with disabilities. Now, to you that have this disability, it's important for you to speak to yourself. To know that disability is not a death sentence. And self-pity cannot take you anywhere.
In an interview, the coordinator of MWFAAN in Nigeria, Ms. Nkechi Udeboka, explained that this is the first time the association is having a summit in the Southeast, and it is all about inclusion to recognize especially young people living with disabilities who are not being included in many plans. While emphasizing on the need for everyone to abide by the disability laws, Ms. Udeboka urged government to also endeavor to empower the disabled, even as she advised the disabled to invest in self-development.
The summit is all about inclusion. We want to recognize young people who are beating the odds, doing a lot in the society.
The event has its theme as Beating All Odds. Queen Anibogo, ABS News.